Hey rivals, welcome to Bax Attacks. Today we got a first look at a new ancient Jaelleck that was obtained through the individual event, and he's a new lightning agent. He's superior at the start, and he's got the distinctive feature of having 4 spells. There are 2 with 5 mana, positive charge and negative. The positive adds damage, and when near other troops can give a little bit of healing. The negative one reduces damage against you, so that's helpful. And where they get interesting is they set you up for the reverse polarity, the second spell, which cleanses from common debuffs, allows double healing, and does some healing itself. So that's a very nice spell. The Typhoon is graphically very interesting and does a decent amount of damage, but it's not really the main one. Figuring out how to use the first 2 spells and how to properly use the second one as well is the interesting feature with Jaelleck. Most folks who got him and tried him out found that he was okay. He's pretty good. I heard him classified kind of as a relic war ancient. In other words, he's one you might use to clean up the 9th or 10th base. Probably not something much more powerful than that. But it's kind of early to tell. As with these first look series, we're really just, we're not experts in it. We're just taking a look at it earlier on when we're trying to figure it out, kind of at the same place that you guys are. And since he's superior, his max level right now is 30. Not too hard to get to that with Lightning Primus. And right now, there aren't a ton of good lightning agents to pump the Manus into, so I've pumped the Primus into, and so I've got a fair amount stocked up here, at least compared to other elemental types for me. I don't quite seem to find as much as some folks do, but alright, so he's up to level 30 now. You can see the stats from here. The Pulse Lightning on the tower is going to be quite powerful, but that again, that really shines at higher levels. You're not probably going to put him in a defense tower just at level 30. And you can see the damage from the other spells at different levels. Now, you'll notice that the increase of mana is not listed here, and yet he does get mana that increases at the normal levels, and at level 30 you can have a max of 5 mana. So briefly, when I saw that first chart, I thought that his mana might be shortchanged, but that's not quite the case here. Okay, so we just obtained Jaelleck with the 600 lightning bottles, and so this is going to be our first attack using him. We'll jump into player versus player, but the deep end of a winning streak. Now this is against a stronghold 15, so not an easy base for me to hit right now. Fortunately, it's not really maxed out, but it's got some good spell towers in the flare tower near the center. To make the best use of the spells, I'm going to want some extra mana, so we'll take a little boost there. And just going to try to spread out the troops, let them converge in the center. And what I'm trying here is to apply the plus and minus near each other, so they get that healing bonus, and that use the second one to double the healing. And I'm going to hold on to that one, and when they are hit with a spell tower debuff, it will cleanse them of that and get them back on the healing path. Alright, so the focus here is to keep that second spell going. Now that, I think that only works if you have the plus or minus going. We're going to look at that in the next attack to make sure. Kind of running out of mana and troops here. Dragon's near dead as well. It's going to be a close one. Yep, there goes the dragon. Oh boy, this is really close. I may have to use my kingdom troops. I just don't want them to get frozen or burned too badly here. That minus is going to reduce the damage they're taking. This is about it here. Out of mana, troops are about to die. Oh, it's close on the stronghold. Oh, and down it goes. That was a close call. Now, still, to be honest, on most superior troops, a stronghold 14 hitting a 15 would not do very well. So that's not too bad for a first attack with Jaelleck. Okay, so we'll take a few more attacks here after taking a few minutes to let our stones regenerate. Remind ourselves of the spells here. Now it says, when it says cleansing the common debuffs, it's not completely clear from the tooltip whether that applies only when it is reversing the charges or when that applies all the time. But with all that healing going on, we're better off getting at least one paladin, if not two, in the mix. In my earlier attacks I was just using the soldiers and mana hunters that I was using with Gogog. But I think we definitely want a paladin in here, given the double healing from reverse polarity. We still want some mana hunters in order to generate some extra mana, and the soldiers to lead the way, to tank, and to keep some DPS in there. And we'll need to use the dragon to try to sweep and distract. By the way, on Twitter today they were saying that the dragon is not fired upon by spell towers except the beginning and the end of the sweep, and that's just completely inaccurate. I'm not sure what's going on. The spell towers don't always fire. They usually do. I think there's some kind of bug or unusual, unexpected behavior there, but for the most part, if you sweep your dragon from one end to the base of the other, it will definitely get fired upon by the spell towers. So hopefully they'll get that either explained or fixed shortly, instead of just saying something without testing it out. Alright, so against a Stronghold 12, that's not too big of a challenge for Jaelleck, but that's just kind of shows some of the thought behind what you want to be thinking about for the troop selection, and as well as what kind of spells you'll be using. Now, folks who have max level mana hunters, they're reporting that they're doing very well just dropping down the minus at first and just spamming that second spell over and over, especially after they're hit by a spell tower. And currently, as the game is working, if you have max mana hunters, you're going to be able to do really well with just about any ancient. So that's not too big a surprise. And I do kind of agree that the second spell is the key one to keep in mind here. But still, whether to use the minus or plus, whether to reapply them, whether to try to use the minus and plus when the troops are near each other or not, or whether not to waste mana on that. These are all open questions that really will take some further playing and testing to find out. Like I said, I didn't go for the artifact, so mine is level 30 and will be for quite a while, I think. I'm not sure if I'll be playing him with a lot. We'll see if there's another event that uses him soon. But he's interesting. Like you guys, I like getting new ancients, and I think also like you guys, I'm kind of getting a little bit of tired of seeing the number of new ancients and the fact that they're all seem to be starting with superior, and you have to work your tail off to get them at a higher level nowadays. Back in the early days of the game, just every relic chest open was fun. What new ancient could I possibly get? And haven't had that experience in really in months and months. Kind of miss that. They recently shifted the daily campaigns from getting a full mithril to shards, and I like how on paper that makes it less variable, but at the same time it takes away any excitement or interest from the daily campaigns. You go in, you beat it, you get a really pretty fixed number of shards, 9 to 11, occasionally 14, instead of that excitement, will I get mithril this time? So I get the reasoning behind it, but I'm surprised to find myself enjoying the daily campaigns less because of that elimination of the surprise element. That's funny, in some aspects of the game, especially when I'm purchasing material like the Lupita chest, randomness is absolutely my enemy. But in other parts of the game where you're going to be getting, 20, 30 mithril pieces, whether you get 22 or 27, it doesn't really matter, but it keeps it fun to have some random elements in the game. But you have to think carefully about what you want to be random and what you don't want. And you could probably tell I'm having caught up too well on sleep, so I'm a bit rambly tonight. Hopefully that's okay. You can just watch Jaelleck in action here. Alright, so I do want to take a look at what he looks like using all mana hunters. Again, mine are level 8, so they're not the highest, but I just want to see how they're going to do against kind of an equal level or a near level base. Will the mana hunters be able to be protected enough? It's not like Zilla or Golgog or Wukong or even Daji where they can hide. They're taking a lot of damage the whole way, but can the plus and minus spells and the debuffs help to keep them alive? That's really the question in this kind of attack. Using the Dragon Sweep, Malice, both to distract and to get some lifesteal going on. When they're frozen, I'll cast that middle spell. Problem is those spells are on a Primus Conduit. They're firing a lot. Okay, but in this case, I am hitting a Stronghold 13, so there's no Flare Tower here, and a little bit lower level than my troops, so the all mana hunter force is working well down at this level if you have level 8 mana hunter. So definitely worth trying even at this stage. I don't think they're going to be as effective if you're trying to hit up a Stronghold 14, trying to hit a 15 or a weaker 16. But since it's a first look, why guess? Let's just go out and try a base that really should be over our heads. This is really a pretty strong Stronghold 15 base. Max walls here. The defenses look to be maxed out as well. On a Mithril floating around. I'll give it a little bit of extra mana, but let's just see how the level 8 birds will do against this type of base. Now, this is definitely a base I could take out easily with Golgog, with a mana potion. I could probably take it out with Zilla as well, possibly a few other ancients, but only the top ones really are going to have any chance with this one. So let's just see how the troops can do against a tougher base. Alright, you can see here the lower DPS of the level 8 birds is not getting the job done, and the lower hit points is getting them toasted. So not only are we not going to beat this base, they're barely getting inside the walls. They're getting fried. Oh, we got fried chicken tonight for dinner with those birds. Alright, so there you have it. The first look confirming that Jaelleck is good, but not the answer to all your troubles in Kingdom raids. Alright, so that's the first look. Hope you liked that. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.